What's up, you guys? It's time for another review from me, and this time it is the Prima System from Boundary Supply. Now, this sucker is, I'm gonna say it. This guy is the best in this category of Kickstarter-y, techie, daily carry, camera cubey kinds of backpacks. Why do I feel that way? Well, we're gonna get into it in this video, but the big reason why is because of the materials that they're using. The feeling of the materials, this Codra, this 500D DWR Codra has enough rigid sort of sturdiness, protection from the elements, and it has enough give, right? It has enough of the floppy sort of it feels like a bag still. Now, if you are not familiar with this bag or this category, the deal is this. We want to have a bag that's for daily carry and for for everything, like when I hike or when I camp or when I go to the startup offices that I work at, because that's what I do. I want to be able to have one bag for that. And I'd also like to be able to bring my camera with me. Where's my zipper here? I want to bring my camera because I'm like a camera guy. And so I've got a camera cube integrated into this bag, which I can remove because I don't typically carry that. More on that in a little bit. Obviously, this case is a padded case inside that you can use for more than just your camera. Hint, all you drone guys. I got some friends that are like, hey, you want to go to the park and we'll fly our drones? When I heard them literally say that to each other, I was like, where am I right now? Drone dudes and drone chicks. You're gonna like this, and drone, whatever you are. Okay, so it can do all of that, but it doesn't sacrifice its ability to carry your daily essentials, your laptop, all your little sundries, your little USB type things, your headphones, maybe an extra sweater, water bottle. This bag does not disappoint, okay? It does not disappoint. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with just coming out and saying, this is better. This is better than the other ones you're looking at. Now, you might be in the future watching this video, and I don't know what's out there then, but I'm talking about, I don't want to name names. This is a superb execution on this. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through every nook and cranny on this bag, and there's a lot of nooks and several crannies, but I'm first gonna give you my gist on this bag. Okay, first and foremost is the materials are so quality. From these Fidlock magnetic things, how do they work? To the Hypalon underneath here that gives a nice little sturdy bit, which you'll need for being able to get these to work easily. Thank you, Boundary Supply. The YKK Stormguard zippers, the incredibly robust back panel and straps, which I'll talk to you more about in a second. These, most importantly, the Codra, the 500D Codra on the outside. It's water resistant, it's been treated, it has a nice sort of sturdiness to it, your stuff inside feels protected, and it feels like a bag still. One more point on this materials, this is all Bluesign certified stuff. Now this is actually a really big point for me. We're buying products, we're needing products, and we want them to be fucking badass. But we also don't want to use toxic materials. We don't want to use good materials in toxic ways. Bluesign is this kind of certification, this kind of protocol for working with materials that people like Patagonia and others have been sort of jumping on board with for the last 10 years. And that's what these guys went with as well. So the bag is sustainable. We're being thoughtful about what we're making our things out of. Do you know how excited that makes me? Okay, so the first point here is just materials are fucking stellar. You're gonna love little bits on this bag, like the way that they have this little, I'll show you in a second, but this little panel that's kind of rigid down there when you clip in your camera case. It's killer materials. All right, the back panel, this is point 2, the back panel and straps. This is one of the most robust I've ever seen. It is sturdy, it is strong, and it feels to me almost like overkill for my use. We're talking about that in a second. However, it's damn comfortable. I mean, you throw this sucker on, whatever you have in here. I've got it loaded out with a bunch of gear, which I'll show you in a second. This is so sturdy and strong. Now, I am 5'10" and about 190 pounds of pure lovemaking machine. And what you're gonna notice here is these nice padded, the straps have this rigid sort of feel to it, but it's curved. And we've got that top support up here that I can adjust. That, you don't have a lot of range to adjust it on this. And it means you have these little flaps coming down. But you do notice it's slightly helpful. What you really notice is the EVA foam that they've got on the inside of the back of the bag. That foam is very sturdy, it is very breathable, and it feels great against your back. You sweaty dudes out there and ladies, you're gonna be stoked about this because it's one of the most breathable I've ever used. Well-made, well-designed back panel and straps for any of you who are getting serious hauling around a lot of gear. Point number 3, there are lots of lovely little pockets on this bag, both on the outside and on the inside. Here you got a quick access pocket, which actually has this delicious little magnet, like other bit in here, which, speaking again of materials, this nylwool, I think this is nylwool that they're using in here that gives you a nice padding for in case you want to just throw your glasses in without any protection. They're gonna be fine. So you got a quick access with another great little magnetic latch on top. I can't tell you how nice this actually is in use. Really easy to get into, really easy to get into both of those pockets. You've got another little quick access kind of not quick access, but sort of a hidden pocket down here. You could throw your phone in or a passport, something like that. You've got access to the inside through this guy. If you have your camera cube in there, obviously you've got your camera cube right there. But on the top of this flap, there's an RFID pouch here as well. So passport is on the inside of your bag, but accessible. Hello. Not to mention the laptop compartment, which has a great place for your laptop, and this other accessory that comes with it. Show you that in a second. There's more pockets on the inside, which I'll show you, but the gist on this one is just lots of lovely, nice to use pockets for the both first order access on the outside of the bag, as well as inside for organization. Did I mention the quality of materials, the way that you're gonna like this, and like the fid locks and stuff like that, and the little magnet thing up there? Have I told you how considered all the things are on this bag? I think I already get that one. Okay, another point that is a big one. They integrate this camera bit really well. All right, probably the best I've seen on a bag that's meant to not just be a camera bag, but to be, you know, have camera-y or drone-y type stuff and everything else you need. They integrate it really well. It's nice to get in and out of. You can easily pull it out. It clips in, it feels solid, and it doesn't feel cheap. Okay, because a lot of bags are selling on this like, yeah, we also got a place for your cam. Hey, we got a camera place. Oh, whoa, look at that. Not only does it have a laptop compartment, also a bonus, but you got a place for your camera. Look at that. And then you get it and you're like, what is this? This is why I bought this bag? This, on the other hand, very nicely constructed. Now, my final point. Up to now, I've been singing these guys' praises, and honestly, if you're in the market, I mean, here's the point is this overkill? Is this so much? No if, ... No if you're like an adventure photographer who needs to go to fucking Kilimanjaro and take photos. No if you're like a snowboarder photographer or a professional droner person or just a droner enthusiast, or if you just really like the fucking look of this bag, pardon my French, because it is kind of a solid look, right? Aesthetically, it's not that bad. You roll up into the cafe, you do regular people things, not like Shaun Whitey, not things you need a helicopter for, just regular people things. And it doesn't look that out of place, right? It still looks technical, it still looks robust, it still has a heavy feel on your body, because it does have a heavy feel on your body, but you don't mind that when you know it's like, I'm doing special weird drone shit and I need protection, so I don't care if it's heavy. And it's got these great straps, so even though it's heavy, it's not uncomfortable. So the final point for me on this is this overkill? And for me and my use, like, yeah, it is. You know what I really like? I really like understated, chill, city types of bags, or mountainy kinds of bags that are like, listen, dude, it's great fucking material. It'll survive a bear attack. And you can put some pouches in it if you need all that goddamn organization, right? Like the Tom Ben Guide Pack or something like that. Like, I like stuff like that a lot. Typically, that's my aesthetic. So to me personally, not my jam for my everyday carry. However, compared to the others in this category, not naming names, this by far is the one that I would go with because it is so nice to use as a daily carry, whereas others can feel a little too rigid or like too, I don't know, too like kind of otherworldly. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go through the pockets on this bag and then I'm gonna show you a few other bags you might want to compare this bag to. Gotta talk about this handle. Love this handle. Feels great. You're gonna, like I've said 100 times, you're gonna, like the handle on a bag is the thing you end up feeling so often. You feel it with the thing that besides, you know, your genitals has a really good ability to feel what's going on there. I also felt this handle with my genitals. I didn't learn anything new about it. Love this handle. It's got their nice logo on there. Feels good. Speaking of logo, just minimal, little like, you know, carrot, little peaky arrow pointing up, like go high, get high. Hypalon stuff down at the bottom. Nice material to put at the bottom of the bag. This feels great. This feels really quality. It feels like sturdy and protected. You got some straps down here, some lash straps for your yoga mats, bro, or other stuff. I don't know. Tripods. You've also got some straps that kind of like hide into other places on the bag. Somewhere around, there's like, honestly, there's like the Peak Designs everyday bag. There's like these little straps that just pop out of places that, oh, I didn't even know you were there. Water bottle holder with a nice elastic bit so it kind of falls away when you're not using it. And behind that, like I said, we got a little quick access pocket, which is not the easiest to get into. So this is like your hideaway thing. Like when you go traveling, like I like to have a pocket like this I can put keys in. So I'm like, when I get home, I'm gonna need those keys. But for now, I just don't need that shit. The back panel does have this pass-through thing. So I believe you can get it through your, get your roller bag sort of pushed through there if your roller bag's handle isn't too wide. Got another little minimal handle on this side. Nice touch. Honestly, side handles to me are a must. So I would even go bigger on this next time, guys. Similar to this, the way that, for example, Evergoods does on their CPL has like a whole side of the bag is a strap, as a handle thingy. No handle on the other side, which is a bit of a bummer for me since that's the side I typically go for my handle on. Hip strap right here is removable. It's got a little Velcro in there, which I'll show you why later. Now, like I said, quick access up top. I already showed you this with a little Nywool soft felty lining on the inside of one magnetic flap. And before we go into the main compartment, let's do the laptop compartment, all right? You've got this nice single zipper. This is something that they changed in this bag. They used to have 2 zippers, but my boy Boismono called him out and was like, dude, that let some water leak in. And they listened. They changed it to just 1, and it works great with just 1. You've got that weather seal on the top there, so you don't have to worry about moisture getting in, though you know that that's not waterproof, right? Like this thing is still gonna let moisture in if you're out in a deluge, because everything lets moisture in when you're in a deluge, besides like, you know, dry bags. Now, inside here, you can see there's this little guy right here. All right, that's for my laptop compartment. I love the way they did this. Nice, you could fit a much bigger laptop in here than I have. I have my 15-inch MacBook Pro, which I'll pull out. Inside of there, you've got this great material. I think it's this Nywool material, which is like, it is killer. Yes, bag manufacturers, start using this material. This is a perfect mix of like felt, wool sort of vibe, but it probably has more of a sustainable or some sort of a sustainable, maybe cheaper materials costs. Okay, so there's our laptop guy right there. And then on top of that, you'll see this guy. It clips into it with a little magnetic sort of clip, nipple clip. This is something that comes with the bag as well, or with the system. All right, you can see that little magnet nipple right there. It clips right into this thing on the bag. Can you see that in there? One of those circle things that you clip it right onto? It's that. On here, you've got some mesh with some zippered guys, some Hypalon stuff for your pens, a little magnet bit, and another little compartment you could put your tablet or something like that. I threw my notebook right in there. I carried it like this, tried to see what it would be like to carry with this. I honestly just wouldn't use this. I would stick with my always need you, never want to have you, never want to see you rather. But I wanted to, you know, give it the good old college try and see what it's like, because on the back here, there's a little flap for your papers. Yeah, your business papers. man. Okay, so I just put a few things in here. I probably wouldn't use this personally as I carried the bag, but I wanted to show it to you. If I wasn't using that, then this is a pocket, like a useful pocket for anything long, business papers, or like other, you know, a long pouch or something like that that you could throw in there. All right, let's talk about the main compartment. Before we do that, we got to talk about these great little clips. These, I think they're Fidlock clips. You pull up this little guy and it comes right out, and it does this like, well, I mean, who even knows what's going on? But you don't need to, because watch, here's why. You just place it on top and the magnets do all the work for you, okay? Really, really lovely in use, okay? You take that little, again, you take that little guy, just give it a little bit up, and then you put it right back down. Take it a little bit up, take it a little bit up. I could do that all day long. I could literally do that all day long. All right, now watch this. We're gonna open this up, and then you've got the top. See that line right there? Weather guard, sealed, zipper, YKK stuff all the way down. You've got a little button at the top in case you really wanted the security. So this thing zips all the way down like that, right? And then you can open it up and get inside. Let's talk about what this is like to use. For the most part, I have left it zipped, and I just reach in and I grab my sweater or my book. Here we have Kundalini Tantra, just some light reading. Now, with it zipped up all the way, it is like darkness. It's way down in there. My camera cube's in here. I've got a GorillaPod in there, and that's basically it, besides my sweater and my book. So for the most part, I end up using just my quick access pockets and my laptop compartment, because that's where I keep everything that I need when I get to the cafe, which for me is my office. When I need to get out of the house where I work for full-time here, making things like this, I go to the cafe because, you know, children don't understand that daddy works at home, that he's working. They really don't get it, you know. It's something they don't they don't, and honestly, it's fine. I mean, I understand, like, he's young, but it's just like, anyways, what are we talking about? Okay, so let's zip this sucker up. I've got the cadaver on my operating table. I'm zipping it up, unzipping it here, and we're rolling. We roll the rib cage aside on both sides here. Now, here's what you're looking at. Okay, down here, camera case. That's our camera case, which I'll show you in a second. Then, we've got a little elastic pouch here. This is sort of bolted on. I don't know what they were thinking with this, because this is the one thing on this bag that feels loosey-goosey, floppy-dappy, and not that seriously considered. However, the functionality and use of it is probably, you know, whatever. Throw a sweater back there. Just segment the bag up easily. So I don't have a huge problem with it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is where we'll see improvement next time. Something different. Now, on one side of the bag, we have a net mesh sort of thing we can just throw stuff into. It's got a nice tight elastic on the top. I've heard people complain that like my USB clips like fall out of it, but don't ever be putting USB clips into things like this. This is for like a notebook or a large like external hard drive or something like that. On this side, you have a zipper now, which there used to be two mesh things on this guy. They've updated this, so now there is a zipper on this side, which is great. This is where you put your USBs or your whatever dongles that you need to do. I have it empty because I really don't need another pocket. Okay, so those two things are great for when you're using the built-in organization on the back. This is basically it. As you can see, I've got, or as you will see, I threw in a GorillaPod on that side of my camera cube. The camera cube actually expands so it can take up all the space, but I didn't need that. So I just used that space. It'd be perfect for a water bottle or something, but my water bottle holder is right on the outside of the bag. So I just threw my GorillaPod in there in case I ever need to like set it up and start filming some of my Russian amateur lovemaking videos. My wife and I are enthusiasts and we like the sport of it. Okay, so the only thing left to talk about on this bag is this pocket right here where we have access to our camera cube. Now, the camera cube, it clips into both sides of the bag. So when you lift up the lid here, you can easily get your stuff because it's opening the camera cube for you. Now, in case you didn't know, that camera cube's designed so that you can leave the bag on your left shoulder, not my preferred, but most of the bags are doing it over the left because why? I guess it means because you have your dominant hand in here to grab what you need, like my camera, or my Bluetooth headphones. See, you can get creative with these things. You don't have to put camera gear in there. I only ever use I never take this camera out. This isn't the one that I use. This is just the one I had lying around. But you can use this protective case in here as just another, you know, segmenting thing in your bag in case you needed to, right? And to show you, I've got my camera cube right here, and I just have one little divider. You can purchase other dividers for this and get real crazy. Now, here on this flap that lifts up, there's buttons, clip, clip. There's my camera cube. And then at the bottom here, there's little buttons as well. Can you see that? See where it says boundary on this nice flat thing? This is it's like a rigid panel that they put in here just to make it easier to snap this thing on and off when you need to. Strap it off, and then there we go. So here's our little camera cube, and you might be thinking like, hey, that's a pretty good looking camera cube. Why would we be just leaving that on the inside of the bag? By the way, love this too. They just have these little clips, so they just go right down like that. They fall away so that you don't have stuff dangling off your guy. And to show you how the camera cube unzips and expands, gives you another handful of inches so you could do your telephoto lenses or whatever it is you kids are carrying these days. Also, little lash straps on the bottom. Why would they do that? Okay, so they do that because, again, coming back now to that hip strap, where we're gonna remove it. So you pull out your hip strap with much effort because Velcro. And now we have two ways of attaching this thing, okay? Number one, there's some hidden clips inside of here that you pull out and just attach it like an over-the-shoulder bag. Okay, so now look at me. Oh my God, let me get this shot really quick. I'm glad I left my backpack back at the hotel because now I can just cruise around Paris and just like, okay, this is perfect. I've got my camera right here. Hi. Also, you should note, by the way, that there is a zippered pocket right here on the top, which is great for your, like, you know, your camera, your phone or something like that, if you are using this as an over-the-shoulder bag. You also have some elastic bits up at the top here, okay, which are great because they have these little top closing bits. So you can actually throw, I wouldn't feel very comfortable throwing, I could put batteries in here, but SD cards and stuff like that, that would get a little scary, but who knows? So you could do it over the shoulder if you're fearful. Fearful of what? Fearful of possibility. Or maybe it's fearful of freedom. Because you know when daddy shows up, that mother effer's gonna have to be hands-free. Hey guys, I just wanna welcome you out to the photo walk here at the Bend Gardens. As you can see, I have everything I need right here in my pouch. Like I'm a marsupial. Now we're getting stylish. Now we're having fun. You know what I mean? Now we've got freedom. Now we have freedom. Which brings us back to the Kundalini Tantra. You know what I mean? Like we're just, get into that book and then you'll see how hands-free really opens you up to life. Sorry, I had to go with a fanny pack gag, I guess. Nice looking, like silly, but like, if you're a photographer, you're stoked because you're hands-free. These accessories that they made are really killer. Like, again, they didn't mess these up. Like these are worth purchasing in and of themselves. But what really makes them shine is how well they work in the bag system. Get it? Why they call it the Prima System. Now, if I were using this bag as my daily carry bag, as my main bag, I don't bring my camera and all that stuff around. I would just use it like this. I feel like this, surprisingly, isn't that heavy or bulky. It feels like an actual bag. And here's where it beats out all the competition. Like this, like the plain Jane, like the no features, like the laptop and headphones and laptop charger because I'm going to the cafe just for a few hours to do some email. I don't have to feel like I'm strapping into a goddamn rocket ship to be able to do that with this bag. Now, actually the straps and the back panel are fairly robust and you notice it every time you put it on, but it's not unpleasant. Okay, now for the price, I think that at the time of making this video, it's like 220 bucks for this thing with the accessories. For that price, this is a solid purchase. Like this is affordable. This is utterly affordable to me because of all of the functionality, because of all the accessories, because of all the thoughtfulness and design, because of all the ways that you can possibly carry with this. All the adventures you can go on with this bag and it won't let you down. But let me show you a few others to think about. Let's start with this one. This is the Evergoods Mountain Panel Loader, one of my favorite bags for that hikey, outdoory vibe, which I don't typically rep. That's not really my scene. However, this is made with such good materials and it's so thoughtfully crafted in terms of where your pockets are and stuff like that. I love this. Not a camera bag, is an adventure bag. Carries a little bit more minimal than that, which I kind of like. I don't like having so much room that I can just fit everything. I like being forced to go a little more minimal so that like if I meet a bear, like I gotta fuck that bear up with my own bare hands. I don't know why I got so aggressive on that. I'm as puzzled as you are. Love this bag. I love using this bag. I love the feel of being in this bag. This is the kind of bag you could literally just commit your life to. Okay, little out of left field here, the GoRuck GR1. The reason why is you can get a lot of accessories for the molly here and inside the bag, and this sucker's never gonna let you down. Very comfortable, very serious bag, something that's gonna last you for a very long time. And because of its modular sort of capabilities, you just grab a bunch of pouches, you throw them all in there. You don't have first order access to your camera through a little built-in gate or something like that. For myself personally, I carry my camera on me with a little rope, and then I've got it, that's when I'm taking photos. And I can have that out. And I can easily throw it just right at the top of my bag if I need to get into it quickly. Now, your mileage may vary and how you do things is totally how you do things. This needs to be looked at though. I mean, it's a more expensive bag just for a lot less functionality. However, what it enables is a lot of freedom and a lot of zero bullshit. Let's get the work done-ness. Okay, the Greenroom136 Rainmaker bag. Sort of maybe you might be thinking this is a weird choice, but the thing is it's a big bag that expands and collapses, so it works great as a daily carry, but it has plenty of room for more of your stuff. It's sort of adventure-y in that the material is 1000D Cordura, I think it's 1000D Cordura, and or something more robust than that. Lots of pockets, lots of organization, a delight to use, very comfortable. Okay, Greenroom136. The Rainmaker. All of these bags have videos with links down below that you can watch, and the video will tell you all about the bag. And then finally here, the Mission Workshop Rhake bag. I'm bringing this out because the materials are very solid. The organization is off the charts in terms of similar to that boundary where you have all these pockets on the outside, all these different ways of carrying, and the entire thing is utterly waterproof or water resistant. So ironically, even though it doesn't look very similar, it's a very similar bag to the Prima System from Boundary Supply. This is the Mission Workshop Rhake bag. Love using this bag, even though it looks so weird at first. Okay, so that's it from me. The takeaway on this one is that like this is the best. This is the best in that Kickstarter-y, two dudes making a bag, figuring out how to do things. And it needs to be adventure-y, it needs to be camera-y, it needs to be techy and all that stuff. Like this thing is killer. They got lots of accessories for this bag, including a camera insert that fills up the entire bag and is this like big ass, like all your gear, which does integrate with this open flap as well. So check that out. It's the Boundary Supply Prima System. I've been Chase Wardman-Reeves. You can subscribe to this channel because I do videos like this all the time. And also check out bagworks.co because I'm giving away these bags. I'm giving away these bags. I've got so many bags to give away. So I'm giving away to email subscribers at bagworks.co. So go over there and subscribe right now and you could be the next one to win. You guys, your dollar is your vote. Get into companies that are making good stuff sustainably, that are designed well. You just deserve it. Like life is just so good when you're in a bag and you just have the stuff that you need and you're like done with thinking about what bag should I get. I hope to help you find the end of that road so you can get on with the traveling and the journeying and the figurings of the things and doing the stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I love that you spent some time with me, and I will talk to you next time on the Let's Answer Your Questions about should I buy this bag or not? Bagworks.co, ChaseReeves.net. Those are the websites.
I guess those are the websites. Yeah, I guess wanting us to, I guess go check out what he's up to or something like that. Yeah, looks nice.